will be others who want to hear what our guests have to say. Um, I'm not going to go through the attendee list. There's so many of you, but I will say we have businesses large and small here today to learn about how to hire folks who are one of those 3,000 people on the AirPark College campus. Um, and so today, what you're going to hear about is what kinds of programs are available at the campus and how they might relate to the positions you're hiring for. You're going to learn about a new web portal and rebranding of the college campus, and you're going to meet some of the individuals who are whose role it is to connect with you as an employer to help make a match. And then you're also going to hear about the Earn Indiana tax credit for college interns. So we're going to have a lot of great content for you today, and I'm really excited about it. And we were just talking as the call was getting started about the fact that unemployment is coming down, and we are hearing from employers that they have hundreds of jobs to fill. I mean, just with 3 employers, we're aware of about 340 positions that are currently unfilled. So always a relevant topic, and we're excited to be able to bring this to you today. I'm going to start by turning this over to Kathy Oren. Kathy, I believe, have I got this, president of the Columbus Education Coalition, correct?
Executive director.
Kathy, I should know this by now. Executive director of the Columbus Education Coalition, a group that's dedicated to building a strong and relevant learning system, not just in the county, but across the region, and connecting it to employers. So Kathy, I will let you kick us off.
Well, thank you so much, Cindy, and good morning, everyone. Really, really appreciate all of you taking time. I know everyone is super busy these days. Lots going on in the world, and we appreciate you taking time to learn a little bit about the institutions and the students out here on the Columbus AirPark College campus, as we like to call it. So Cindy, let's see, if I'll just ask you to skip to the next slide. I think it's just got my name on it, and then go on. You know, we're here today to shine a light, as I said, on the campus out here. We have 3 of the state's top educational institutions in Ivy Tech Columbus Community College, Purdue Polytechnic in Columbus, and Purdue University Columbus, IUPUC. And we'd like to increase the awareness of our local employers of both the institutions and the students in order to increase the number of students that are getting jobs in Columbus and Southeast Indiana and staying and living in Columbus and Southeast Indiana. So if we could skip to the next slide. This is a nice overview of the campus, and I'm wondering how many of you, maybe show of hands, have been out to the campus or are familiar with it. Excellent, thank you. Well, we have 4 buildings. We have 3 post-secondary institutions and 4 buildings. At the top there in the red is IUPUC's building, offering bachelor's and master's degree programs. In a little bit, you're going to hear from Carol Kostrevsky more about IUPUC. Then we have the Columbus Learning Center, which is a shared building occupied by all 3 institutions, with classrooms, a library, and lots of really beautiful meeting space and shared space for students, staff, faculty, and community. Then we have the Advanced Manufacturing Center of Excellence. We like to call it the AMCE. It's a state-of-the-art technology facility, again, shared and leased by the 3 institutions for classroom and lab space. And that building was designed specifically to meet the needs of our advanced manufacturing industry sector, to encourage the growth and expansion of a variety of really top-notch, excellent academic programs in that industry sector, STEM programs, engineering and technology programs. And then there in the green at the bottom, if we go to the next, oh, and I forgot to mention Purdue University, Purdue Polytechnic, Columbus has their main offices in the AMCE, which is appropriate since the programs offered by Purdue Polytechnic are virtually all around advanced manufacturing, engineering, and technology. Lastly, but not least, we have Ivy Tech Community College in Columbus, featuring everything from agricultural science and industrial technology, and a huge array of what I would call short-term credentials, so certifications, technical certificates, and two-year degrees. And the entire campus is really designed in a very unique and collaborative way, so that students are provided with seamless pathways. So a student can start at Ivy Tech with a certificate, a two-year degree, and in many cases, there's wonderful opportunities to transfer into the four-year programs right here on the campus. Nursing is a great example of that. Students can get their ASN, their Associates in Nursing, and then very seamlessly transfer over to the nursing program at IUPUC. Okay, if we go to the next slide. There we go. Thank you. And just kind of our key message is that, we want to remind employers that we have outstanding students coming to campus here. They live here. They want to live here. And students that live here and want to live here can create higher retention for employers that are hiring these students. Again, we've got the three state institutions, and all of the curriculum over the last 20, 30 plus years. I think Ivy Tech and IUPUC have been around 50 years on the campus. The curriculum is really designed to be aligned with the needs of workforce. The campus is here to serve the local talent needs of all of you, our local employers. Again, and the strong emphasis has been historically on manufacturing, which has been about 38% of the jobs in Bartholomew County. Healthcare runs about 10% of the employment in Bartholomew County. So those are really the top industry sectors that also provide well-paying jobs and opportunities for upward mobility for our students. And then technology is really ubiquitous across every industry sector. And so we have a lot of opportunities for students to gain those skills. So I would like to stop talking because I am not the educator. The Community Education Coalition is a partnership that works collaboratively with education and employers and community partners like Cindy Fry at the Chamber, Jason at Economic Development. We work together on collaborative strategies in Southeast Indiana to align education with the needs of workforce. And the last thing I'll say before I hand it over to the experts is I want to remind you all or let you all know that what's happening here in education has been nationally recognized. So Lumina Foundation in 2017 designated this part of the state of Indiana because of this type of collaborative education workforce alignment work. We were designated as one of 75 talent hubs across the country. And in 2019, the Governor's Office of Career Connection and Talent, along with many of the folks on the phone, designated this work in this region as a 21st century talent region, supportive of talent attraction, talent development, and talent connection. So just want to let you all know we're here working for you as employers. And with that, we have Neil Bagajan from Ivy Tech Community College, who is the Career Services Advisor. We have Joe Feeney, who is with Purdue University Polytechnic Institute. He's the director and associate professor. And then Carol Kostreski, who is with IUPUC, and she is their associate director of career services. And we've asked them to give you, a 3 to 5 minute overview of the institutions and the programs. With that, we will start with Neil.
Good morning, everybody. It's good to be with all of you. So Ivy Tech Community College is the state's community college system. And we have 18 campuses across the state, and we're adding a 19th campus actually at Ivy Tech in Noblesville. So we're very excited about that. We are actually continuing to grow. We are very flexible when it comes to training for companies across the state through our workforce alignment program. And as mentioned earlier, we offer the certificates, the 2-year degrees, And we also offer the possibility of transferring to the four-year colleges rather easily. We also prepare students for the workforce. And that's one of our main things that we like to share with students is the idea that a 2 degree in everything from IT to cybersecurity to healthcare, nursing, dental assisting, visual communications, business accounting, we have quite a lot to offer. One of the most unique programs we have at Ivy Tech in Columbus is surgical technology, which is a rare degree to find as far as program. We also offer aviation technology in partnership with the airport next door to us. We're on their campus actually. So Ivy Tech in Columbus. We also offer degrees in agricultural sciences, industrial technology, and we have classes offered in Jackson, Jennings, and Decatur counties. One other unique program we have is at Muscatatuck Urban Training Center, where we offer a cybersecurity associate's degree that is actually, it takes 1 year, and students actually have the opportunity to live on campus at Muscatatuck. So a lot of really amazing programs, and they are in high demand and high paying positions around the state. So how do we help you? Something called Hire Ivy is our online career tool for students, alumni, and employers. Hire Ivy is our statewide online resume referral system. Current students and alumni can create an account, they can post their resumes online, and also search for careers. You, as an employer, can post your career opportunities. An unlimited number of job vacancies can be posted by your company. Again, students and alumni can view and apply directly to you. You can also post internships, you can browse their resumes, recruit talent, and register for career fairs and a lot more for the amazing low price of free. So when you post a position on Hire Ivy, you are able to customize your requirements for potential employees that you're looking for, such as is your position full-time or part-time, level of education, certain programs you're looking for. If you want other requirements besides just the resume, such as a cover letter or a list of references. Again, to remind you of the two highlights, this is available for current students and our alumni. And this is available statewide, meaning that you can recruit from all of our campuses, from Gary to South Bend to Lafayette, Muncie, Evansville, Salisbury, and of course, the best campus of all, the Columbus campus. So with that, I'll hand it over to Joe.
Thanks, Neil.
Thank you.
Probably we should have had Neil go last because that word free is hard to deal with if you're at the end of if you're behind him. Thank you for being here today, taking time to listen to our discussion about what kind of students we have here on the Columbus campus. I'm with Purdue Polytechnic and the director there. Heather Noblet is also listening in today, and she is the contact that you'll see on the form at the end of this. But certainly if you wanted to talk to or send me an email or contact me, you could go to purdue.edu/Columbus and find us there. My email will be there as well. But Heather is the point of contact for those sorts of things. I wanted to talk about, wanted to focus on why it is we're different. All right. Purdue Polytechnic is it's an entirely separate institution on our campus. We are not aligned in any way with IUPUC or Ivy Tech. We do have some very nice transfer programs with Ivy Tech. Neil mentioned some of those. We have a mechanical engineering technology, computer technology programs that are nice transfers, almost a 2+2 program with Ivy Tech. So those are great things that our students can take advantage of. But we think the programs that we have at Purdue Polytechnic are really geared toward manufacturing. That's the way the program was set up about 40 years ago around the state. So we have bachelor's degrees in mechanical engineering technology, robotics engineering technology, industrial engineering technology, computer and information technology. All right, so lots of words to say that. And all that information is on the brochure that the terrific folks from the CEC have created for us. But what makes us different? You hear that word technology on the end of all of our programs. So if you compare, for instance, mechanical engineering student on the main campus of West Lafayette versus one mechanical engineering technology student here in Columbus. Our MET folks are going to do a lot more of hands-on kind of things. So as an example, yesterday we had a lab class. Our lab room actually was filled up yesterday. We had a couple of different classes going on in it. I had students, first semester students, these are first semester freshmen, programming PLCs. Simple stuff, but programming PLCs and getting the idea of what automation means to a manufacturing company. They were putting together very simple pneumatic circuits, learning about flow control valves and needle valves and check valves and those sorts of things. Same time all that was going on, we had folks learning about CNC machining, writing G-code for CNC machining. We had robotics going on at the same time. So we got students who are working with robots and trying to not only program them, but learning about the electrical part of them as well. We had folks doing hydraulics, and we have a hydraulic simulation program that students use as well. So we have a lot of our students learn how to do these things earlier in their program. They're going to do stuff that's hands-on that aren't typical in engineering programs. As an example, our industrial engineering technology program focuses a lot on quality engineering, statistics, Six Sigma, design of experiments. Again, these are not things that typical engineering students on the main campus are going to be able to do. Our students learn them. And so when you hire somebody from our campus who has a background in this, who is as a quality engineer, they're likely to stay, and they're going to know what their work is, and they're going to be able to hit the ground running, as we say, with what they have. If you go to the main campus and hire a mechanical engineer, you know, you'll obviously get a quality human being, a quality person, but they're not going to know those things. And too often what we've seen is that some of those folks don't like that kind of work and they go off and work for somebody else. So you have an opportunity, I think, with our students here on this campus. They live here, they've gone to school here. Many of them are already working, so that does become a problem when it comes to hire our students. A lot of them have jobs by the time they're freshmen. So you'll have to deal with trying to get them in early, but they're going to stay, and your retention, I think, is going to be a lot better, which Kathy pointed out. A couple of other things that we have here in Columbus: we have a leadership certificate and we have an IET certificate. So if your students don't want a 4-year experience but want to get a certificate, we offer those things. Also, courtesy of the CEC, we have a measurement center, or a metrology lab. Metrology is the science of measurement. We have a calibrated coordinate measurement machine and an Instron tensile tester. And so the advantage of those is that we can do for you a lot of things. Again, these are just, not many folks can afford a coordinate measurement machine. So if you have work that you want to do that you can't do some very detailed measuring down to the micron level, we can do those things. The other hand is, the other side of that is that our students actually get experience doing that. So again, when you hire our students, you're hiring folks who are ready to go when you get them. Please contact us, either me or Heather, and we'll help try to fill your needs as we can. Thank you. Carol, you're up, and I think you're muted.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Carol Kostreski, Associate Director of Career Services at IUPUC. And as Kathy mentioned, we are celebrating our 50th anniversary as a campus in Columbus. And I'm pretty excited about that. We typically have about 1,400 students, although this year we have a few less due to the pandemic, which I guess was expected. IUPUC does provide bachelor's degrees and above. We have 3 master's programs, a MBA and Masters of Mental Health Counseling. And a more recent one is a Master's of Nursing, Master of Science in Nursing. And our bachelor's degrees have expanded according to the needs of the community. So in recent years, we've added a Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering. We've added an accelerated nursing program for students who have a bachelor's degree in another area and want to go into nursing. It's a 15-month program to become a BSN. And we're adding a supply chain management to our business concentrations as a direct need of the community that we've been told. Our jobs and internships are posted on a system called Handshake, which is brand new. We just started this in July. It's an IU system-wide platform for posting internships and jobs. Previously, an employer would have to establish a profile on each campus, their own system, but now we have a universal system for all of IU. So, and multiple institutions, other colleges use it as well. So now an employer can go to Handshake, set up a profile, and post to whatever campuses they want. Hopefully IUPUC would be one that they would choose, but they can choose as many other campuses as they want. And this is really the best way to promote jobs and internships to the IUPUC student population, as it is available 24/7, 365. Students can look at it on the app on their phone, so that anytime they're thinking about an internship or a job or a part-time job, they can instantly go there and see what's out there. So we really want to encourage employers to post on Handshake. For students who've never hosted an internship program before, maybe it's a smaller company that has not had a fully established internship program, we can help you just establish one internship if you've never done it before or we'd like to look into it. As far as how many hours the student would work, it depends on the degree program. So for example, our business students need to have a 100-hour internship, and other degree programs maybe require different hours. But if you are interested, I'd be happy to talk to you about how to host an intern. They can work during the fall semester, spring semester, summer. They can start at different times, end at different times. It's super flexible, unlike more traditional internship programs that are in the summer only. So I'd really encourage people who are thinking about, if they have a back burner project that would be a really great learning experience for an intern, contact us, let us know, and we can help you set that up and get that arranged. And I think that's all I've got. So thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Carol, Joe, and Neil. Cindy, I wonder if you could skip back just for a minute to like slide 11, I think, the one that shows all of the programs. I think I kind of glossed over that, and I just put a link in the chat for all of you. Earlier this summer, we created a new web presence for the campus that really didn't exist before. And the idea is to make it easier for prospective students, parents, adults out there in the workforce that may be thinking of going back to school, and also employers, so to make it easier for all of those sort of target populations to find information about the excellent programs on our campus. This slide here that Cindy is sharing is just an example of something you'll find if you go to the employer section of the webpage, columbuslearningcenter.org, which I just shared in the chat. It's just a really handy a piece of information that gives you a very high level overview of the variety of programs. And we've talked a lot about technology, and we've touched on the nursing program, but there's business programs, the MBA program, the Master's in Mental Health Counseling program, the information technology, criminal justice, public affairs. There's just a lot of really excellent programs and excellent students on the campus. I will mention that this campus is the #1 destination for high school graduates out of Bartholomew County. In other words, more students come to this campus than go to Purdue West Lafayette or Ball State and Muncie or IU Bloomington. And that number, I believe, is going to grow. It's in light of COVID. We knew early in the summer that we were going to have high school students maybe making decisions not to go away to college, to sort of sit tight. And so that's the reason that we reached out and began working collaboratively. Neil, Joe, Carol, and many, many others have been part of this great work to put this content out there so it's easier for students who may be making those decisions either not to go back to college or to make this their choice. And I really have always said that the campus here is the smart choice for students. So Cindy, if you can go ahead and skip forward, I will introduce Ashley Dieter. Ashley is a proud alumni of IUPUC, and she joined our team at the Community Education Coalition in this past year. And oh, by the way, while I'm introducing Ashley, maybe you could go back and you can see there the contact information for the folks that just presented. You will also find the same information on the website that I shared with you. So definitely reach out to them, and we hope that you will be, and hiring some students for internships and for graduation jobs.
And they just, if I could just insert, we're going to send this to everyone who pre-registered. So you'll have this information in your mailbox today.
Perfect. Thank you, Cindy. So Ashley's going to share with you some information about how you can hire an intern and actually get funding for that. So with that, I will turn it over to Ashley.
Thanks, Kathy. I'm Ashley Deere. I'm the Director of Finance and Operations here at the Community Education Coalition. And as Kathy mentioned, I am an alumni of IUPUC, but I'm also an alumni of Ivy Tech way back in the day. And quite a few of those credits did transfer. I have an associate's in accounting from Ivy Tech and a business finance degree from IUPUC. And I am super happy to be back here at the Learning Center. And I'm really excited to discuss what we have discovered with EARN Indiana. Now, EARN Indiana is an employment aid readiness network, and it's the state's work study program, and they have partnered with the Indiana Internet to better match students and employers. And they also are offering up to a 50% match for employers with students with a financial need or the lower income students. So employers can get their funds worth 50% reimbursed to them. Okay, there's other things that go along with that, and we can discuss that later in the Q&A session if you have questions. But this is a great resource that is out there for the students, for the employers, and it's a statewide program. Also, I wanted to mention that Indiana Internet is a great resource to the employers that provides a variety of the assessment forms that we have right here, the resume building, experiential and paid internships. It does not cost anything for the employers to post a resume on here or to post a job description on here for those students. The Indiana Internet has developed partnerships with IU, Ball State, all of the state's Ivy Tech campuses, and IUPUI. And those internships are shared weekly with the universities and those colleges. And I wanted to go to the next slide. Thank you, Cindy. And on their website, you can see that we are in Region 9, and the resources have the Area Chamber of Commerce, the CEC, our economic opportunities, so our ECHO network, the Madison Area Chamber of Commerce, as well as the Seymour. And if you go to that other next slide, this is really eye-opening if you guys take a look at this, that in the Region 9, which is shaded green, this is our whole region that we are involved in. And you can see that there is one position posted on this website. And this is really, it's a great opportunity, but it's also disheartening. And there's 996 companies that's currently listed on the Indiana Internet website, okay? There's 431 positions that are posted, but there are over 6,400 students that are currently and actively searching for positions on this website. And this next slide shows, this is just the first page of students in our region. And you can see the highlight up there, it's 279 matches in this region, Region 9, right? And I circled EARN, that tells me that that student qualifies for the EARN Indiana reimbursement of up to the 50% state matching funds. And I highlighted it in yellow that their educational institution is with Ivy Tech here in Columbus. Now, this is not the whole first page or the whole page of that first page. I just did a screenshot of half of the page. I think there's about 15 students per page, but there was 279 matches. And on that first page, I saw numerous students from Ivy Tech here in Columbus on that. So this is a great resource for local area businesses to tap into that I don't think that many of us were aware of. And if you have questions on this, feel free to send me an email and on how to register, how to set it up, because I've actually played around with it. I've actually registered, and you can find out if your company has ever registered before in the past. And if they haven't, you can go through the processes to do that. If they have, then it'll take some of the options away from you and continue on wherever you left off or wherever that person who registered your company left off at. So that's about all I have on this. I have way more. I told Kathy this morning that I could go on for about 30 to 45 minutes, but I need to stop and give you the high level because there's so much information and there's so much opportunity that can be utilized on this website and with Earn Indiana on potentially getting state matching funds up to 50%. So it's a great resource.
Ashley, I was on this website today and I was amazed at some of the talent that's available here. Also, there was just an amazing downloadable guide for employers on how to start an internship program. So
it is, yes.
Great
and there's
resources.
Yes, and there's sections on there for the employers for frequently asked questions, for the students for the frequently asked questions. And like you said, Cindy, there's a nice employer guide and there's a student guide. So you can see both sides of it to see how that's handled and presented to each one of them.
Yep. Thank you so much, Ashley. I think this is definitely an underutilized resource. I think we're leaving money on the table as a region personally. And I think we have an opportunity to really leverage the students in a much better way. You know, we really want to see more of our students from this campus getting internships in their field of study or that support their field of study and getting jobs after graduation in their field of study. So we think there are a lot of opportunities for growth in that area. And again, these are the contacts, the folks that you can reach out to. I suspect all of the schools are very familiar with Earn Indiana as well. So you can have conversations with them individually about students and their programs. I think we have another couple of quick slides and then we're going to go into Q&A. Cindy, let's see. Yeah. So I think we'll stop talking at you for a minute, and I'd love to know, you know, from some of you, if you want to unmic and just share, or even enter in the chat, you know, how much of this did you already know, and is there anything that you heard today that has surprised you or that was new? We're trying to get a sense of what information is lacking out there in the community with employers, and what is it that we can do to better help employers learn about the campus? So anyone willing to share anything new that you heard today? See one chat, let's see. You know, another question I have is, how many of you have hired a student from our campus out here? Has anybody done that in the past? Maybe not. I see Tina Beatty. I know CRH is hired. Lots of nursing clinicals and many other things.
Sorry, because this was really geared towards manufacturing, I was trying not to speak up too much here, but yeah, I think we have hired quite a few from your campuses. As a matter of fact, while you were talking about this program, I was just instant messaging with Daniel, who's also on the call, I believe, and about some other opportunities we could think about on internships, thinking differently.
I think there was a time when CRH had hired probably 3 or 4 of our computer and information technology folks.
Nice,
we
Joe.
don't always think about that so much in terms of hospital and healthcare, but you got doctors running around with iPads and whatever, and all this stuff. It connects to some sort of network, and you need security, and you need thousand different things. So, you know, there's for computer graduates, there's opportunities everywhere.
Absolutely. We've been talking about that in the industry tours we've been doing with the students about this area of career that's available. Thank you.
There's a note in the chat from Economic Development Corp Director Jason Hester about making the hire this way.
Yeah, technically 1/3 of our staff was hired from IUPUC.
Aren't there only 3 of you?
Yes. And 2/3 of us are on this call right now. So
I'm Susie Bruin from the School Foundation. I obviously knew that the campus was there, been there for different activities, but I had no concept of how much was available right now for students. Granted, I'm in the K through 12, but making sure that the supply chain that we're supplying you all is see what we can do as a foundation to better support that. So thanks for having me on the call.
Yeah, no, thank you very much, Susie. There's a whole lot of work going on to really align that pipeline from high school, middle school, high school, and out here onto the campus. And actually, there are opportunities for employers to get engaged in that kind of work too. So
Thank you.
really appreciate it. I see Brian Rushton on the call. Brian, you've been as an employer a part of the design of a lot of this work, particularly on the employer recruiting piece. And you're also an IUPUC alumni. Is there anything you might share with the group about either your learning journey or your perspective as an employer?
Yeah, so it's a little weird for me to be a part of this because I've been in every component, you know, kind of every group that's involved in the project. First as a student, the year that the Learning Center opened in 2005, then transitioning into Cummins and, you know, still being on, you know, different advisory boards and everything else, but then now also local employer at LHP. And I think one of the things that I would encourage people to look into with the different, you know, educational resources here in the pipeline of students that we have coming in are that, you know, we're local. You actually have the ability to help influence what people, you know, what's being taught in those schools based on your feedback. That's certainly not something you're going to get at a larger, maybe more traditional institution. So, but we would need you to kind of get involved and just let us know. So the educational partners want their students to be successful, obviously. So give us that feedback if you know, over the long term you're maybe not seeing something, or you know, very high level or very low level, you have the ability to influence that. So let us know. I'm certainly happy to kind of provide my perspective from any of the components, and also even kind of serve as a liaison, and kind of point you in the right direction. But we really, I think I certainly took for granted the resource that we had here with the Learning Center. Kathy, I think I always tell you, I'm always shocked to find out this is one of the only facilities like it in the nation. And that's certainly something I completely took for granted as a student here. So it's definitely interesting.
Yeah, thank you, Brian. Yeah, I think what you all are witnessing here is a level of collaboration across state post-secondary institutions that is incredibly rare. The work I've been involved in with Lumina and getting to meet many communities doing this kind of work all around the country, they're jealous of the way that Ivy Tech, Purdue Polytechnic, IU, Purdue Columbus will sit down at the table and work together on shared strategies to improve student success rather than seeing each other as competitors. And all of that not only serves the students, but it serves each of you as employers. So it is, what we have here is really unique and special. And I think we have an opportunity to do even more with you know, helping connect you all as employers to students. Any other thoughts, questions from the group? We don't want to keep you any longer than need be, but definitely want to be available for questions.
Hey,
Actually,
Kathy,
go ahead.
go ahead, Joe. Sorry.
Well, we haven't talked about dollars and cents here much at the cost of this. And I know that there are a lot of folks listening who think higher education might be out of your range financially. But I think our campus, all three of us here together, offer an opportunity for students to live at home. I think Brian is from Brown County, maybe, right, Brian? You know, you can come here, you can find work, hopefully relevant work while you're going to school. You don't have, you know, our students don't have to end up in debt with any of the institutions that are here. You can get a higher education degree without ending up in debt by 10, 20,000 or anything. And I think that's another good message that we need to make. I know going to the main campus is going to run 20,000 plus a year by the time you put room and board and everything in there. But there are ways around that, and I think our 3 campuses offer a great opportunity for that.
Absolutely. Was there another comment?
Yeah, this is Zach from Cummins Recruiting. Just wanted to kind of highlight Handshake as kind of what I see kind of nationally, especially amongst the college space, is kind of the next like LinkedIn in the space that I see as like the primary medium for a lot of like job postings and linkages for internships. So I think I saw IU kind of having the full network brought in. I would really encourage, Purdue and Ivy Tech. I'm sure you guys have Handshake licenses, but really trying to make that your primary means going forward, I think, is one of my recommendations.
Yeah, thank you, Zach. Well, I am dropping my name and email in the chat as well. I know Reinhold has put a link to the Handshake out there on the website. And there's one other slide, Cindy, I think, that references some of the other initiatives. If any of you are interested in getting involved with this work of collaborative work of aligning education and employment, whether it be with high schools, post-secondary partners, we also have a lot of work happening to help our adult education providers in partnership with our adult education providers in the work that we do. Rhonda Fisher leads our industry sector network team. She's got work focused on manufacturing, healthcare, and information technology. Kathy Huffman leads our regional attainment network, focused purely on increasing educational attainment in the region, high school, post-secondary, and adults. She's been working the last several years primarily in the adult education space, also with our post-secondary partners. And Luzalena Michelle works on our team with the Latino Education Group, and her work is about supporting middle and high school students to increase high school graduation rates for Latino students, as well as college going rates, and those numbers have gone up in the last 10 years since she's been doing that great work. So if you have an interest in getting involved in any of that, or your organization does, please reach out to me. So Melissa said, reminder, you will be getting the slide deck. Any last comments from our education partners? I know we have Reinhold Hill, Vice Chancellor for IUPUC on the line, and Dr. Wadsworth from the business division, others. Any other comments from anyone?
Kathy, we certainly appreciate the support the CEC has provided us. This is Reinhold, by the way. So the CEC has provided us in getting the message out about the opportunities that are available at the AirPark campus. And we're certainly open to any suggestions that businesses in the community might have for us as we look to expand not only our offerings, but opportunities for our students to be engaged. And as Joe Feeney noted with Purdue, Polytechnic, Columbus, I mean, we absolutely, many of our students, particularly in our technology and health science fields, are already engaged in work in the community, but certainly appreciate the session today.
Thank you, Reinhold. Anything else before we close?
Kathy, I'll share that the Chamber on its website has a talent toolkit page, which has a lot of resources, and we'll be adding these newly developed materials from the college campus to that aspect of our website. So another place to go if you're looking for some help in your hiring practices.
Awesome. Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you. Thank you to Neil and to Joe and to Carol and to Ashley for being a part of this fantastic presentation. We had 43 people on the call at one point, and so it's just evidence that the information that you had to share was very much in demand. And we certainly want to continue to share these resources. So thanks for being a part of our session today.
Thank you all for being here. Thank you so much, Cindy, for hosting. We really appreciate it.
Let's do it again in about 6 months.
Perfect.
All right. Thank you all.
Thank you.